Let's see the quick demo of MCP tools. So how we can consume our MCP tools using .NET SDK or VS Code. So here I'm just running my that MCP tools, and also it is just consuming, see, 92 tools is available over here, as well as I am just consuming in this .NET Blazor application which have this 90 tools over here. And also I can able to search over here what are the tools over here. For example, if I just YouTube, so now YouTube, so see, this is that one of the tools which is providing the YouTubes, and also there's a duck. There's a other also tools is available from duck, and also which have GitHub, right? So there is a three actually server which is running, which have couple of tools available over here. So that we have to consuming, how we can consuming easily. So my MCP tools also is I just simply running in this Docker. So there is a new options available in the Docker MCP toolkit, and in this MCP toolkit you are able to see there's more MCP server is available. Simply you can just allow add server over here. As I can see, there's a three server I just enable over here, and then I can consuming is anywhere. Okay, so let's moving to start to implementations. So before I start implementation, I'm especially recommend if you first time visit my channel, so go to my channel which is .NET real world example, and here if you can see there's a many lots of stuff to learn, like Olama, front end, back end, game development, AI integrations, and so on. So you can just refer this channel to learning more. Even if you want to search for MCP server and all, you can just search it over here and you can find more content over here. Okay, let moving to implementation. So first of all, let me open a Docker desktop over here, and currently now see over here catalogs, there is a new section actually, that MCP tools over here. It's a beta version, so simply you can just install your Docker in your local machines and you are able to see this beta version, and also make sure it should be the latest version. So currently I'm just using this latest version 4.455, so that will be have these options. Okay, so once you have this option, so that is pretty much good for you, and then you can just go to this catalogs and you are able to see these couple of tools server is available over here, right? So how we can add and all, right? So for example, if you want to add anyone, so like for example, see, previously I'm just adding this 3 1, right? So let me just remove that and also remove this one and just go back to our catalogs. So now you are able to see this server does not have any add over here. So this is the providing this add option along with this two tools, right? Which means this DuckDuckGo actually one of the server MCP server which will give that latest information from your web page or web content. Okay, so and also it's available as two tools, which is over here the fetch content from your web page with the URL, and also the search duck return the format result and all, right? So how we can add it? Simply you have to check that whatever server you want to add it, so you have to check this configuration section. So in this configuration section, some of the server actually require that configuration, some of that is not required, right? So currently if I talk about this server, this MCP server DuckDuckGo, it does not have any configuration. Simply we can use it. So what I can do, simply add MCP server. Once you click add MCP server, see, now it's available to remove. So if you go back and if you go to the server section, you will see once you add whatever server, it will available over here, right? Simple. So also it will show it whatever tools is available. Simply same for if you want to add GitHub, right? So you have to go to that GitHub official, so you can search also over here GitHub. This is that GitHub official, GitHub archive and GitHub chat, whatever you want, so you can just use it. So for here, if I want to add this one, so go to this one, and in the tool section you will see there's a couple of tools is available over, like search issues, search archive, search pull request and all. So those are tools is available for this GitHub. Also one more thing important over here, see, configuration. So currently this GitHub official tools require authentication from GitHub, right? So there is a two way. Either you can just use this OAuth and simply you can authenticate directly over here, right? This is a one way. Another one also is available if it's a personal token. So if you can go to your GitHub account and get that your personal token, you can configure over here and then you're good to go to use it, right? So like this way I can use it, but yeah, I'm just simply use this over here for that security perspective. So simply I can just auth over here. If you want I can show you. So like for example disallow, and once you disallow, see, and also it is okay. I think I just allow once, so I'm not able to see that option, but yeah, uh, just if you see, you will be able to see that option like to log in your GitHub account. So simply I can just allow over here. Now if you authenticate already, so it will just simply, if it not, so then that definitely it will redirect to your GitHub account page. You can just log in your GitHub account and automatically redirect and authenticate over here. This is a one way. Another one is you can just get the token over here. So if you want to token, so I'll just show you how you can get the token. So go to your GitHub account. So I'm just go to that GitHub account over here. So this is one of my GitHub account, right? And here you have to go to that settings, and in the settings if you go down, you have see that developer options, developer settings, and in this developer settings you have to get this access token, and you can go to the tokens, and in here you can just create a new token, and once you create a new token you can just use that token over here in this here, right? Simple. So this is that example how we can use it to you can set up your MCP toolkit using Docker, and once you're done, now option to use how can consume it. Okay, so for that consuming you can go to this client section, and you are able to see there's a couple of options available to consuming those MCP toolkit, like for example this cloud continue deb, Gemini, Godse, right? And also we have options for this other like LM Studio, Visual Studio, right? So yeah, I'll using that Visual Studio whatever you want, so you can use it, but here there is no option to how we can consume in .NET, so that I'll show you like how we can consume in the .NET as well. But yeah, first I'll show you that using that in this Visual Studio, right? So you can expand. So once you expand, now see, you're able to see there is a one configurations available over here, right? So this configuration required to your to using in your Visual Studio. Okay, and also you are able to see if you want to directly do that same things, so we have a one options, that command directly. If I use this in terminal, so it will automatically configured. So we'll show you both way how we can use it, right? So what I'll do, I'll just go to that, open a VS Code, use a new terminal over here, the new window which have nothing. Just I'll just create a new folder over here. For example, go to my personal directory and create a new, okay, so MCP with VS Code, right? Simply create a new folder, select that, and now see is nothing, just is an empty folder which have nothing. And over here now see I have that GitHub chat over here, which has that agent mode. So if you don't have that agent mode, so simply you can go this particular setting and you can allow that agent mode, that is fine. But you make sure you have to allow you have to use that agent mode. Okay, so what is the issue actually if I not configured, if I'm not use, why we are using to MCP tools? Okay, so that we have to understand first little bit. So if you're not using an MCP tool, so now see currently whatever models we are using, like suppose for currently I'm using the ChatGPT, right? But ChatGPT has their own data and own flexibilities, right? So till now once they raise create this model, they have some particular data, they have not latest and up-to-date data, right? So that is the issue actually for this model. So that's why MCP is come in the picture, so that whatever latest things you want, so that you can use it MCP and you can get that latest informations to build your application or whatever your utilize purpose. Okay, so for example I'll show you, like before integrated, how actually, like suppose I want to transcript of some of that what is it, one of the YouTube videos. So I want to get the transcript to ask to this model, so what that behavior, and after that once I integrate that MCP tools, so how that behavior, so that be I'll show you the differences also. So first let me go to my any videos over here. So take me, okay, so take any copy link address over here, go back, and now I have not integrated anything. Okay, so I'll just asking, okay, please, okay, now see I'm just giving this prompt, okay, please give me transcript for this YouTube videos. Okay, and simply hit enter. Okay, now see this model, whatever GPT-5 mini model, they are now get this prompt and they're thinking, okay, like this is that their to-do list, which they are explain that refuse alternate, provide the summary, provide the transcript as steps, fetch the summary, and based on this actually they are trying to get that transcript for this uh, this YouTube channel, right? But most probably see that whatever that new data I am just available in my YouTube channel, that is not available in this model, right? So that is how actually MCPs comes in our picture. And see also see they're trying to fetch the some data, but definitely there is a some restriction on this model, right? So they are not able to do that. So for that what they're trying to do, they just, okay, asking to this, okay, open this URL and this, and then also just use this Python and all. They're providing them some solution, but they are not giving that exact solution, right? So for that we will just integrate our what do you say, our Docker. So I already go back to over here. So yeah, for that I will just using that tools which will give you a transcript, so YouTube transcript. So which have one tools, go to that catalogs in the Docker and go and search for YouTube. Yeah, see this is that one in a tools like YouTube transcript tools server, MCP server, which have the two tools. Okay, simply you can just add it, and once you add, you are able to see they are nothing over here, like no configuration required. So we are good with that. So once you're good with that, so now what I'll do, now I have to configuration. So for configuration perspective, go to this section, copy this command, and simply go to your VS Code. Where is your VS Code? Yeah, here is a VS Code, and in here simply you can just go to that Control Shift P and search for MCP add server. Okay, so here this MCP add server, so click on that. Once you app server, now see there's a couple of options, like in the, if you want to command studio, so you can use it, you can HTTP, and also you can use the Docker and all, and also browse the server and all, right? So I'll use that. Okay, let me come again and add MCP server, and I will use that command studio. Okay, and in this command studio it's just asking to your command. So I'll, if I using the Docker thing, so I'm simply can use the Docker MCP client connect VS Code as providing that official document, and whatever that server name you want, so you can use it. So I'm just using my MCP server, yeah, something like that, whatever name you want, and it is a globally and is a workspace, right? So if you want to globally, so you can use it, you can workspace. So I'm just using that workspace section and also trust it. Okay, so once you use that options, now see they are simply just create a this mcp.json file and just configure that, which already I show you, right? So there's a way, either you can just manually you can create the mcp json file on your particular folder, and then you can just replace it, and either or you can directly use that. Okay, so I just use it directly over here. So now I'm just use that, right? And also now see there is some error, right? So see it is saying that error, as just add this configuration, this is perfectly fine, there is nothing to change. But yeah, one thing, this argument, right? So if you go back to over here in our VS Code, now see they are providing this configuration for this, this MCP gateway and run, right? But here few differences, like MCP is fine but client is not required, even connect also not required, and also VS Code is not required, right? So what I can do, simple, I can just use this guy, sorry, not this guy. So use this guy to change it to over here. That's it. Okay, and once you save it, and now let me try to restart. See, once you restart, now it's try to restart, and now it's available 94 tools available over here. That also you can check it from this section, in this tool section. Go to that, see this is just you just created, and it have that 94 tools is available, right? Whatever you are adding as service, nothing you have to do. Like for example, that one more flexibility is available, this Docker, right? See, as you just configured your MCP server in your client, any client. So if you add another another server, so automatically they will get those tools. So once you configured over here, right? So I am just good with that, asking to that prompt, like same prompt whatever we prompt previously. So same things, I'll just provide that prompt, for example. Okay, now see they understand my prompt over here, and now they are just trying to fetch the data, and see how we are getting the transcript using the tools. See, now finally they call this, run get transcript, right, which is coming from my Docker MCP server, right? And also they getting this URL as an input. And if you see more, so this is that input URL, and it is asking to, okay, if you want to continue, yes, because this is we want, right? So once you continue, and in C the output we are getting, okay, this is the title. So whatever the title, actually what that YouTube's, so that YouTube, and also we have that, this transcript of that YouTube, right? Complete transcript I'm just getting over here, and they will just giving this transcript over here. Now see this is how actually MCP work, right? And also see they are just getting the data one by one over here based on my YouTube videos. Now see they complete that, extract all that transcript over here, and it is that same one which it is my one actually, right? So I know that what is the transcript over here. So yeah, that's how actually working. And yeah, if you want to play more, like whatever the tools based on this, you have to just get that tools name something, and then like for example I'll just give you that one more example. Now see that get transcript, like I just mentioned that get transcript because of this tools, right? So this tools is understand, okay, get transcript, that means it will understand, okay, here. And if you want to just get video information, so like for example over here, let me just use this one also. Okay, get video informations info for like for another one, right? So let me use another one, for example this game one. Okay, so copy link address, and just see they just start to fetch that tools, and then also just trying to get that data. Now see again they are calling that uh, that one, right? And just continue, and now see they are getting that requirement checklist, whatever that video information, so checklist, video metadatas, right? And also they providing the transcript, just because see previously also they are, I'm just asking to this, so that's why they are, I think they are including that, but yeah, I think that is fine, right? So I'm just getting that video informations similar that, right? So like this way actually you can just utilize your tools, MCP tools over here. Now moving to next, like how we can use in our .NET, right? Like how we can use those MCP tools in our .NET. So for that what I'll do simply, I'll just create a new applications because I want to show you that from scratch. So let me open a Visual Studio or VS Code, whatever you have. So create a new project over here and create any Blazor web application that is sufficient, but I'll using that Aspire because I love that Aspire application. And just create a new one over here, and nothing you have to do, just simply create that. If you new to Aspire application, so go to my channel, you will get that more content about that Aspire, how we can integrate in a front end application back end, and how we can coordinate for front end back end, and that database and all. So all that information is available my channel, so you can go through that channel. So yeah, I think that pretty much good. So yeah, let me just build and resolve the dependencies first. So once your application is restored everything, so simply you can just run and try the default template is working fine as expected or not. Yeah, application just started, and also you're able to see they are just starting this nice dashboard in Aspire, which have that whatever application they are orchestrate, and then show that over here like this front end and back end. So I'm just opening that front end application, which is Blazor, which nothing, which just communicate with your web API and just get the data and visibility over here. So we will integrate over here how we can consume that MCP tools over here, right? So let me close that. Okay, and let me add in this web application, this Blazor application, right? So if you want, you can standalone create a application, that is also fine. I'm just create a new package. I'm just adding a new package, which is go to this, and this is actually newly launched also, I think couple of weeks ago, which is model context protocols, right? So which helps to get that MCP tools over here, right? Okay, so just as of now they are pre-release version, right? So yeah, I can just use that, install that, and apply that and accept that. Okay, so once your package is done, now go back to your applications, and in here I'm just create a folder which is called something server, right? And in this here I'll just create a class. Let me create a class name as might be, yeah, MCP server. Cool. So in this MCP server, yeah, so this MCP server class got created, and not this one actually, here. Okay, so here what I'll do, I'll just simply actually they providing that factory, that MCP client as a create a factory, given provide the factory whatever that this MCP can. If you want, you can able to see also see their instruction, like you can just install this, and also these are actually their factory, right? So using this factory you can get the tools and all, actually you can interact with that. So go to my applications. Okay, and then here simply I'll just create a private. I already handy the code, so I'll just create that. I don't want to, yeah. So see, this is just MCP client factory, which is coming from this model protocol, and I'm just create a factory, and inside this factory I'm just using this Docker command, right? Whatever that command I just using in this BS code, right? So as that official document, they are just, this is that command, right? Command name is the Docker, and this is that argument, whatever that argument, you can just use this argument. So same things I am just using over here, simply using that studio client transport, using that command which is Docker, and argument, whatever argument you can pass it over here, and name, whatever name you want, you can just specify the name, right? There is another example. See, as of now, if you want to use that individually, like if you want to Docker, so you can use the Docker command, but there's another things actually using that npx command, so which have that ability, so you can just specify your npx command along with the separate argument. Like for example, this is a GitHub one. Okay, so if you go to that I'll come in a later, but yeah, first let me show you this one. Okay, so just simply create this in a private variable, and now we'll just create a method which will return to that list, okay, that functions. So whatever tools will be written, so will return like this way. Okay, so simply I just create a get tools and return back, EI functions, right? And this is just this client, actually this MCP client I'm just using over here, and it has that extension method which will return all that FCP client tools, and simply I just return back the tools. That's it. Okay, so this is that MCP server you just created, and I'm just using this one in our client. So how we can use that client in our UI? So go to that page section. Let me just create a new component so that later on I can use this component. Okay, so I'm just using this MCP tools, right? And in this MCP tools, simply I can just decorate over here, design and all. So first I'll just use my root directory, page directory, right? So which can navigate and go to over here, and then we will inject our uh, server, right? So like this way. So this is my MCP server class. I'm just injecting. Don't worry about that, we have to resolve the dependency definitely, so we'll do that. But yeah, just simply decorate over here your UI, and rest of things actually you can just use it for here, like for example this, because we have to use the rendering, and also we have to use that interactive server. Okay, and yeah, and that is good, right? And one more thing, actually we have to get that. So for that we go to that code block, and we have to create one of that list actually, which will can store that whatever tools available, right? So we get the tools list over here. So also I think we have to create that model. So either you can create this model in outside this class, that is up to fine, but I'll use that over here. Okay, and in here I'm using that on initialize async method override, that is a lifecycle hook method. So override and on initialize async method, yeah, this one. Okay, so in here on override async method I can use the tools. So simply using this MCP server, I'm just get that all that information over here, and I can use async method, right? Yeah, so like this way you can get that all the tools over here, and you can just store the tools name and all in this to-do list, like tool list. So this is just a simple code, you can just use it. So like this way, actually whatever tools is available, I'm just iterating and just store it over here, so that I can bind my UI, right? So this is what actually we need to do over here. And one more thing, actually we have to do that to search. So also I'll just provide that search facility, so that whatever tools I have, user can able to search it over here. So this is just search functionality, right? That's it. Okay, so now I have that handy, that HTML. So that is a little big HTML, so I'm not going to details, but yeah, I can just write it over here. This is just a UI binding, okay, nothing special. So yeah, simply just paste it over here. So this is that style, leave it that style part. And in here I'll see whatever the to-do list, I'm just checking over here if it is available or not. If it is not available, so something I don't know, list found. And also once is available, so simply I use that card and just iterate through the description and name. That's it, right? And save it. Now we are good to go to use this. But yeah, one more things before running, I have to just resolve this, whatever that service I just created, right? So I have to resolve the dependency. So simply I can just go to that program.cs file, go to here services dot add singleton, and just use that MCP server. So this is, you have to resolve the dependency so that you can inject your component. Okay, I think this is pretty much good. So if I run this application, okay, yeah, one thing I forget. So that new component, I have to just add my navigation. So go to my navigation layout, navigation menu over here, just create a new navigation. and just change it to that name. This was MCP tools, right? So you can make sure whatever the name, yes, this tools, go to here, check that, and make sure change navigation name also. So MCP tool, that's cool. Okay, save it, go to the dashboard. Yeah, that was running, and now MCP tools is available. Once we click that, now see it is trying to loading, and also it will take just a second. Now see, once you load it, now you are able to see same data, like 94 tools is available, all the tools is available over here. You can also searchability, like whatever the tools over here, like for example YouTube, right? Or that get transcript site. So see, this is the get transcript, also get video. Yeah, this is the video informations, right? So also if you want to git one, GitHub, so a lot of tools available for GitHub, right? Also if you check that DuckDuckGo, so you are able to see this is the DuckDuckGo, right? So all that tools is available. Like this is the way actually you can consume over here. So yeah, I think that is a pretty much good. Now I get the tools, and definitely in an upcoming session I'll show you like how we can use in our AI chat client, right? And previously actually one of that section I show it, but yeah, I'll just create another one with using the Aspire. So now I have that all that clients, and how can use it to get that information, as like I'm using this BS code, right? So BS code, I'm just giving the prompt and get calling the tools and get that information, right? So same things like we have already, like we get all the tools, but now we have to just give that prompt, and just prompt will be different filter, like which tools actually they have to call as per the prompt, and they will get that response accordingly. Okay, so that could be a little lengthy video, so that's why I'm just avoiding over here, but yeah, I'll just do in later. And yeah, one more thing actually I want to show you, like see, as like I'm using this completely Docker, right? So as whatever tools is available in the Docker in this tool, I just configured over here using this simple that client factory, but using only just Docker and argument, right? Same things you can just not dependent in the Docker on for this this SDK, like. So also just simply I want to show you one thing, like for example I just comment it out and just uncomment this. Okay, and this is just showing that GitHub server, GitHub server, it is not a Docker thing. So what I'll do, simply I can just just stop that. Okay, so for stop I can just where I can, okay, so here's, see, here I can, my engine is running, right? So I can simply stop that. So once you stop, let me show you first. Once you stop, so my tools should not be available over here. I should get that error. So let me comment it. Okay, so run this. Actually I want to show you one thing, so that would be help you. Okay, so now my application running. If I just execute this, yeah, let me execute, go to that MCP. So now I'm getting that error just because of, see, it is saying your Docker desktop is paused, right? Because Docker desktop is paused and not able to get that command and not getting that MCP server tools, right? So what I'll do, I'll just comment it this one because this is not working. So in this case, if I want to run directly for MCP server for npx command, okay, for this GitHub, okay, so how we can get this information? So if you go to the browser, so let me open a browser over here, go to this MCP, sorry, model protocol, yeah, model protocol C#, right? And go to that particular links. This is the official no, GitHub link for MCP C# SDK, and in here you can just go to that server, and in this server you can see there is a couple of GitHub server over here, MCP server over here, right? So there's a couple of things, like see, there's a more GitHub server over here. So I'll just use this one, like for git one. So GitHub, go to that GitHub. So if you go to GitHub, so you will see these are GitHub MCP server tools is available, like create, search, fetch, and everything, right? And over here you can see this is that configuration actually. So for cloud on npx, so like this way, actually if you want to use that npx, so you can use this command, like using that npx and then passing this command. And authenticate also, you can just environment, if your environment, you can just mention your access token, right? So if you mention your access token, you will get that right. So like this way, what I can do, I'm just changing this command, and in this command it should be written, I think this is whatever that tools is available for this, right? I think it is 26 tools is available. So let me run it and show you. And yeah, it's running. Go back, click on that MCP tools. It should be fetch all the tools of related to only just git, right? So see, now it's also is 26 tools, and it is only just for git, whatever that, like git branch, git tails and all, right? So like this way, actually this way actually you can use MCP server, right, or MCP tools in your applications, or in our client, any client like VS Code or any other way, and also integrate in your .NET applications using this way. Okay, and yeah, in upcoming session definitely we will use this MCP tools in .NET, right? How can get that response, that MCP tools in this .NET, right? So yeah, till now, thank you, have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.